Viewers, the Indian stock market is outperforming expectations. Also, of course, the views of experts, economists. The markets are touching record highs at a time when the Indian economy is being buffeted by wave after wave of COVID. We're just getting over the second wave, and there is already talk of a third wave. Many analysts are saying that the outlook is not very positive. But viewers, there are always two views on the Indian economy. One that is harbored by the experts, the economists, and another view that is held by India's big bull, Mr. Rakesh Jhunjhunwala, a man who sees things through the prism of instinct, the prism of realism, and of course, an undying optimism and pragmatism. He started out with very little in his hand, and he went on to earn billions and billions. And today, viewers, we are going to be hearing from the one man who has always taken a punt when people have advised against it. What are his views on the outlook for India's economy, and what are his views, viewers, at a time when each one of us are hoping to get by making a little bit of money, looking for financial stability? Well, without wasting much more time, let me welcome Mr. Jhunjhunwala on Times Now. Thank you very much for speaking to me, Mr. Jhunjhunwala, and through me and through Times Now to millions of viewers and fellow investors. Let me first begin by asking you, Mr. Jhunjhunwala, a very simple and straightforward question. And this is a question that I find quite fascinating. There seems to be such a mismatch of expectations. You look at the financial dailies, you look at the stock market pages and the Sensex, the Dalal Street, there seems to be a massive party going on. It's behaving as if India's economy is on fire. Why is there this expectation gap? What do you make of it?
Well, don't you think the economy is on fire? You read the news on the Business Standard today. Direct tax collections have gone up from 22,000 to 170,000 in the first 75 days of this year. So now I think the perceptions are totally, different from the realities. Also, the stock market is a discounting mechanism. It's anticipating what it thinks will happen in the future. I think India is on the crossroads of one of its biggest and longest growth stories. And I think people are unnecessary, humanity has faced greater challenges. It has faced wars, famines, earthquakes, Spanish flu. So this is a flu. We will fight the war against it, will it, and move ahead. I anticipate India is going to have the roaring 20s of the 21st century after the COVID, just as America had the roaring 20s after the Spanish flu in 1920. That's my feeling, that's my instinct, that's my reading of circumstances, and we deserve to be right. I deserve the right to be wrong.
Now, Mr. Jhunjhunwala, it's very interesting because there are many, of course, and you've heard them. They're in the opposition, they're economists who rip apart the NDA for not managing the economy very well over the last 1.5, maybe even 2 years. Why do you believe they differ so widely from your own perceptions?
Well, to each in his own views and perceptions. You understand, Rahul, this in India is a country, it's an elephant, it's very different to get change here. I think I'm very much satisfied with the economic management by the NDA, and especially its social welfare programs, and the kind of reforms they have pushed through and they are trying to push through despite all vested interests and opposition. I don't understand what is the opposition to this farm laws. You have nobody to buy potatoes in Bengal at 2 rupees, and I don't get potatoes for less than 40 rupees here. So my perception, they're talking about disinvestment, they're talking about all the right things, electricity reform, labor reform, mining reform, right? So I think what they have done, the RERA which has come, the IBC, the Jan Dhan accounts, right? The GST. So my perception is totally different from the others. Along with the reality and practicality that, see, India is an elephant, there are always vested interests, is very difficult to push change, but they're trying their best. And I think they're not believing in any capitalism, any socialism. Modi ji believes in realism.
Now, Mr. Jhunjhunwala, let me just quote an anecdote. In March last year, you sold a lot of your portfolio. By April, May, you turned bullish. Now, that was a time when we had one of the severest lockdowns anywhere in the world. And if anything, people were hedging their bets on economy. They had pretty much gone into a mental lockdown. Forget about anything else. But you stayed bullish. Now, why did you do just the opposite to conventional wisdom?
Well, it's very popular to do what's popular in stock markets, but it's not very profitable, let me tell you, my friend. And different people have different perception. And never forget that the greatest opportunities in life come from crisis. The word crisis means opportunity in Chinese. So I think to be good and successful in markets, you got to look at the things the way you look at them and not the way others look at them. And I thought this is a cancer, it's a flu, it's not a cancer. Humanity has faced greater challenges and we will face them. And the valuations were so ridiculous. Telco having a sale of 3 lakh crores, the market cap was 30,000, owned by the House of Tatas, right? Imagine a company like Telco available at 1/10 sales. So risk-reward ratios were so high. I could have been wrong about the future, but I couldn't have been wrong that even if the future was, what I had perceived it to be, I would still make money. And then I bought, and the way the market reacted, that also sent a message. And then I bought further, and then I bought further, and that's how it played.
Well, this is not the first time, of course. You started with such a meager amount of money, and there was a time when you were earning crores per day. Now, what is your philosophy? What guides you? Because there are several individuals today, Mr. Jhunjhunwala, who have some savings, and they don't know what to do. They're caught in the horns of a dilemma. Dale, na dale, market is overheated, they'll say, or they are warned against, saying there'll be a course correction. How do you square that?
I mean, I can't square it. I can tell them what my opinion is, truly and frankly. And it's for them to do what to do. I'm not their guide, I'm not their advisor. I give my views, and then everybody can do what he or thinks is right. And my philosophy is to make money the fair and integral way.
So what is it? What is your philosophy? What drives you, sir?
I said to earn wealth in a fair and integral manner. Do what I enjoy what I do. And I can take the horse to the water, I can't make him drink.
What is your... Sure, that is, of course, again, very realistic and pragmatic point of view. What is your target for the Sensex and Nifty? Where do you see it?
Well, I can predict the direction, I can't predict the depth. I can tell you, I feel the Nifty and Sensex will go up. But whether the Nifty will be 20,000, 17,000, 18,000, only the future will tell us. So I don't try to predict any targets. I have no targets. I understand, that what is the direction, and then you follow the market. And if the market proves you wrong, then always course correct. Churchill has said you have to lose many a war. You have to lose many a battle to win a war. Small battles are not necessarily won. And if you are wrong, you will gracefully accept it.
Many battles? Gracefully accept. Yes, of course. That will, of course, depend also on your own risk appetite, and which is a very important point, viewers. I don't think Mr. Jhunjhunwala is suggesting here for a moment that you go in with your eyes closed. So I want to ask you this, because there are many people who are saying that the markets are on fire right now, they're over hot, and therefore stay away. What do you say to those people who have perhaps not so much to put in, but a sizable amount of their savings at this point?
Well, I have 99% of my wealth in equity. No, we have to see every suit and then cut it. So I can't give some blanket advice. But this has been the problem of the market ever since the Nifty hit 7,500. Everybody thought it's going up, going up, going up, going up. It keeps on going up. So we'll have to sit in the car sometime. Also, there are a lot of individual opportunities which are available. So you may not invest or disinvest necessarily looking at only the Nifty. The mid caps and the small caps have outperformed the large caps.
Mr. Jhunjhunwala, if the economy keeps getting hit by wave after wave of COVID, now we are predicting a third wave. Many people are saying that the pace of vaccinations is slow, so we might be actually stuck in a recurrence of COVID cycles. Will the markets show the resistance that they have demonstrated as of now, going forward, if that were to be the case?
Who knows? We'll see the future when it comes to it. But I don't agree that we're not vaccinating fast enough. And I think by Diwali time or maybe end October, I think everybody in India who needs to be vaccinated or wants to be vaccinated will be vaccinated. It's a mammoth task to vaccinate a population of 130 crores. So I think all those who want to be vaccinated will be vaccinated by Diwali. And I don't think, nobody predicted the second wave and people are talking about the third wave. So I think, I'm taking those predictions with a pinch of salt. And suppose whatever, it's temporary, it's a flu here, it will go away. No company's earnings are permanently damaged. When I invest in a company for 5 years, 10 years, a quarter doesn't make a difference to me.
A quarter doesn't make a difference. Okay. The first wave saw a big fall. There was a correction. You'll recall that. But the